Who the hell is that Jasper and where'd he come from?
Thacker had not cooled down from the incident in the saloon the night before that cost the life of Spade Devlin. He looked around the table at the blank expressions that greeted him. Wiley Parker finally spoke up.
Don't nobody know where it came from. They said his name was Perley Gates.
He pointed toward the ceiling.
Sounds like them gates up there, but ain't spelt the same, they said.
That's a bunch of chicken litter. Who told you that was his name?
That young feller with them boys from the Double D. Billy something.
That's some name Donald Donovan made up just to suck Spade into a face-off.
He glared at the men sitting around his breakfast table, his anger spilling from his eyes as he shifted his glare to Ned Bates.
I don't suppose he gave you a name when he shot Dan Short and Tiny Wilson down, did he?
Doggone it, Duke. I told you how that happened. There weren't much time to introduce ourselves to each other when we rode into that ambush. And I tried to warn you. I told you that man was fast as greased lightning.
A man that fast has got a name. A name Spade Devlin would have known and might not have been willing to face in a fair fight if he had known who he was really facing.
Well, he did tell Spade he wasn't going to fight him. It was Spade that kept after him.
How the hell you say? That was as fine a little piece of bait as I've ever seen. That gunslinger had his partner standing in the doorway to give him the signal when Spade went for his gun. That whole show was to let us know how fast he was, and I expect it's supposed to be a message to me to leave the Double D cattle alone. But I think it's about time to cut out a couple 100 head and drive them across the red. You boys have been sitting around too long getting fat and lazy. Mott, take a couple of the boys and go find out where Double D is grazing the range north of their headquarters. If you can find enough of them bunched together, we'll slip down there tomorrow night or the next and drive them across the red and on up into Indian territory.
Ned looked at him, puzzled, unable to guess his intention.
This year, I'm planning to join the big ranch owners. I'm downright weary of rustling 20 or 30 cows at a time. I'm planning on driving my own herd to the railroad to ship east. And the way I'm fixing to build that herd is by cutting out a big part of the ranches in this territory. That's the reason I moved my home base over here north of this little town. We're going to hit 2 or 3 ranches between here and the Mississippi. There ain't no real cattle ranches up that way, but there's some farms with 100 head or more. Where I'm planning to get most of my herd is from the Double D. They're working more cattle than they can handle, and I'm going to make their job a lot easier for them.